Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Iherumade Berechukwu Callistus. I am the founder of Global Eyes Modern Technologies. In this training video, I'm going to walk you through the entire Google Analytics dashboard so that you will understand where to find helpful information about your website traffic. I'm going to explain to you how to navigate your way around Google Analytics dashboard. So, after setting up Google Analytics for your website, you probably logged into Google Analytics dashboard and you are like, wow, this is so overwhelming. What are you supposed to look at? What are you supposed to do? How do you navigate about this whole thing? Don't worry, I'm going to put you through the whole process to find your way around Google Analytics dashboard. How to find useful information that will enable you find information about your website traffic. So join me as I walk you through this process. All right, let's dive into the entire Google Analytics dashboard. So at first glance, it may be overwhelming when you log into your Google Analytics dashboard. Your dashboard may look a little bit different than mine, depending on the time you're watching this video. But for the most part, your numbers live in the main part of the center of the screen, right? Showing you some information as regards to what is happening on your Google Analytics platform, right? You have little information like user by country, views, numbers as key events, event counts, user in the last 30 minutes. These are information you will see on the main page. On the left pane here, you have the main menu, which contains Home, Report, Explore, and Advertising. Also, at the top menu here, you have Account Settings panel. If you have multiple accounts for tracking different websites and apps, they will all be listed in this account panel. You can also switch between different accounts from the account panel. Say you have multiple client platforms you are tracking with Google Analytics, all will be listed here, all right? This account window gives you the opportunity to switch between different accounts you are managing. On this account dropdown, you have 3 buttons. All, which display list of all active accounts on your Google Analytics. And then Favorites, which shows list of accounts you marked or pinned as favorites. And the last one here is Recent. And this shows list of currently visited accounts in Google Analytics. Another thing to take note here from the account is the ability to access the Tag Manager page from here. Clicking here will take you to the Tag Manager page. We will explore that later. At the bottom left here, we have the setting icon, which is the admin panel. So we will click here to explain some things we need to know and understand about Google Analytics Dashboard admin settings. We'll go ahead and click on it. So here on the landing page, you'll see some basic information as regards to your Google Analytics account. At the center of the screen, you have account settings, which contains information about the account. The first thing we have under account settings is the account details. Clicking on it gives you the opportunity to edit your account information by changing basic settings that apply to all analytic properties in this particular account. Remember, now I'm currently on training account _ property _ 1. This is the account details that I'm working on. So here you can make some changes as relates to this particular account and then click on save. Also, we have account access management. This enables you to control access for each person using this account. You can also add new user or user group by clicking on the plus icon. Here is the list of users already on this particular account. If you have more than one, they will all be listed here. Below the account access management is the all filters. With this, you manage all universal analytic view filters and reports. Every information about this filter will be displayed here. Another thing we have here at the far right of the center is account change history. With this, you can track history of changes made to this account. Below the account change history is the trash. This shows properties, accounts, and views that are marked for deletion. All information, all account properties or views that are marked for deletion will all be displayed here. Below the account settings is the property settings panel. This contains information that affect the property of your analytics account. The first thing we have on the property setting is the property details. Here, this helps you collect and store data for your website and apps. By clicking on it, you can edit and make changes to that particular property. Like here, if I want to edit the property name, I can edit and then click on save and it will be saved, right? The second thing on the property settings is the property access management. This enables you control access for each user of this property. As you can see here, you can also add a user or a user group by clicking on the plus icon. So below the property access management is the property change history. This enables you to track history of changes made to this particular property. If we click on any of these, we can drill down to details of changes made to this property. Here you can also see quick view of changes and full changes view, all right? The fourth thing under property panel is scheduled email. With this, you view scheduled reports to be sent by email on a regular basis, so your team can receive periodic updates about your website or apps. I currently don't have any scheduled email. We can also view quarter information right here. The fifth item on the list of property is the Analytics Intelligence Search History. This shows history of searches made at the top of the screen, right? Google Analytics Intelligence uses search history within analytics to improve searches and recommendations. Recently, browsing data is saved in your browser. Clicking on it, you can select queries you would like to delete from analytics search storage. But currently, I don't have any. If you have any, you select it and then click on delete selected queries. The second panel here under property settings is the data collection and modification panel. These settings control how data is collected and modified within your Google Analytics property. The first thing on this data collection and modification panel is the data stream, right? Which helps you to measure data from a website or mobile app. Clicking on it, we will see lists of active data streams, and we'll also have the opportunity to create or add new data streams. Currently, the available data streams are iOS, Android, and web, all right? Below data streams is data collection. With this, you can choose which data is measured and how it is used. Clicking on it, you can see other information like enhance user insights and enable audience list sharing, user ID and user provided data collection, granular location, advanced settings to allow for ads personalization, user data collection acknowledgement, and other information. We also have data imports. This allows you to upload data from another sources, such as CRM data, and join it with your analytics data. Here you will see lists of created data sources, and you can also create a new data source by clicking on create data source, as we can see here, right? Here you need to select your data source and then provide other information. You can as well upload a CSV, then make your changes and then click on next and then click on save. The next thing we have here is data retention. This controls the retention period for storing cookies, user identifiers, or advertising identifiers within analytics. Clicking on it, we will see other information. You can change the retention period for data you send that is associated with cookies, user identifiers, or advertising identifiers. This control don't affect most standard reporting, which is based on the aggregated data. Changes to these settings take effect after 24 hours. You can change and then click on save, but it takes 24 hours to take effect. Next, we have data filter, which lets you exclude or include property data from your reports. Here you see list of created filters, and you can create a new filter as well by clicking on create filter. Enter the filter name, provide other information, and then click on create. The last thing under data collection is data deletion requests. This lets you see data deletion requests from analytics. You can also schedule data deletion requests by clicking here, then schedule by selecting, and then click on schedule request. The next panel we'll be looking at is the data display panel. These settings control how data is shown in your report. The first on the data display panel is the events. This measures user interaction that occurs on your website or app. Here you will view list of existing events as well as modify or create new events. On this panel, you will have the ability to mark an event as key event by pushing the key. Below events is key events. These are user interactions that you've marked as important. Here you can see list of events, and you can also create a key event as well by clicking on new key event. Provide event name and then click on save, and that is done. One key thing to note here is that analytics conversion has been renamed key event. Key event measure the interaction most important to your business. They show up in the advertising, report, and explore section of analytics. Next on the list is audience, which segments your data according to different types of users. Here you will see list of audiences as well as add new audiences by clicking on new audience. Another important thing to note under data display is custom definitions. Here you will see custom dimension, custom metrics, calculated metrics, as well as ability to create custom dimension, custom matrices, and calculated matrices, as you can see here. On each of the panel, you have the ability to create new either custom dimension, custom matrix, or calculated matrices. Next is the attribution settings. You can choose how to create sources that contribute to a user's path to conversion. You also have other information like reporting attribution model, channels that can receive credit, key event lookback window. The last thing on data display is debug view. It lets you monitor user interaction on your website or app by using events, right? If a user is on your website, automatically you will see those information here. So this gives you debug information about your website or your app, what is actually going on. You can see the history of what is going on as regards to what users are doing in a debug mode. If there is a click, share, or submit events, all will be showing here in a debug mode for you to see. That now takes us to the last panel, which is the product link panel. These settings control which product link to your property. Here you have series of product links which can be integrated to your analytic property. And this includes Google AdSense link, Google Ads link, Google Manager links, BigQuery links, display and video links, that's display and video 360 links, floodlight links, market center links, Google Play links, search ads 360 links, and search console links. By linking your analytic property to any of these product links, you will enable data to flow between the products. Data exported from any of these product property into Google Analytics is subject to Google Analytics terms of services, while Google Analytics data imported into any of these products is subject to the product terms of services. By creating any of this link, your email address will be recorded and may be visible to authorized users of this Google Analytics property and or the link products property. So you need to be aware of this. Having said that, the next thing we will look at is my preferences. This gives you the ability to edit user settings, Google Analytics email communication, as well as emailed analytics. Here on the preferences, we can see that. Once that is done, click on Save Changes, and that is it. All right. Next on this admin panel is Setup Assistance. This provides all the settings you need to finish configuring your Google Analytics 4 property. Here you can see list of activities that Setup Assistance can do for you, and it includes customize data collection and data display by setting up key events, define audiences, verify consent settings, as well as turn on Google Signal. These are all the settings that Setup Assistance can do for you. Away from that, we will go straight to Reports panel. First on this panel is Report Snapshots. This gives general overview of the activities within the selected analytic account. Here you can share reports, create insight, as well as customize the report. Next is the real-time panel. This panel lets you see real-time activities within the account. You can see other information regards to users by first user source, view by page title and screen name, audience by audiences, events count by event name, users by property, and other information as regards to this particular account. The next is the lifecycle panel, which contains acquisition, engagement, as well as monetization. Under acquisition view, we can see information like user acquisition, which shows total number of active users as well as number of users who interacted with your website or launched your app for the first time. Next is the traffic acquisition. The traffic acquisition report is a pre-detailed report that's designed to help you understand where your website and app visitors are coming from. It specifically shows where new and returning users come from. Next thing on the list is user acquisition cohorts. User activity by cohort is a card that shows whether users you acquire on one date return at a greater rate than users that you acquire on another date. Each row represents a cohort. The bottom row represents the most recent cohort, while the top row represents the least recent cohort. Away from that is the engagement panel, right? This gives you overview of average engagement time per active user for the time period selected and engaged session per user, which shows average session count per active user for the period time selected. On this engagement panel, right, we have event count. This gives overview of events created within the selected account, as well as event per user, event count, and total revenue generated by each event. As you can see here, all the information are available. Supposing, let's assume that Form Submit is generating more revenue, you will see those information listed here and other events you created. Right. Next, we'll move to pages and screens. This is a pre-made detailed report that shows data about the pages users visited on your website and the screen users open on your mobile app, enabling you to see where people are going across both websites and apps. You can see people are visiting thank you page, index, newsletter page, and so on. If you have other pages, they will also be displayed here. All right. Away from pages and screen is the landing page. The landing page report is a pre-made report that helps you understand how visitors interact with your website. It shows you the first page a visitor landed on when they visited your website and how visitors land on each pages, right? All the information will be displayed here. So, having said that, we will now move straight to cover monetization page. Monetization report is a pre-made overview report that summarizes your revenue data. The report can help you figure out which products you are selling, if promotions and coupons are successfully bringing in new users, and if you are getting revenue from ads displayed on your mobile app or on your website. You will see those information here. They will all be listed. The first thing on the monetization panel is e-commerce purchases. E-commerce tracking is a feature of Google Analytics 4 that tracks users' shopping activities on your website. By default, GA4 keeps track of website metrics like page views, traffic sources, session durations, and bounce rates. Next on this monetization panel is purchase journey. The purchase journey report shows how many users drop off between each step in your purchase funnel. The report can help you identify steps in the funnel that needs improvement. Here you can see the user's purchase journey. So if you discover any product that needs improvement, this is the panel that will help you to make such adjustment, to know where to improve and what to improve on. After purchase journey is checkout journey. This shows the number of percentage of users who began checkout on your e-commerce website or app and completed each of the subsequent steps in the checkout funnel. Supposing I have any here, you will see those information here. But here you can see abandonment rates, in checkouts, add shipping, add payments, and purchases. Right? Those information will be made available here. So we will also move straight to in-app purchases, which is a pre-made report that shows information about the purchases made through your app. You can use this information, for example, to measure the revenue associated with different in-app purchases in your website or in your app. Second to the last on this monetization panel is promotion. This is a pre-made detailed report that shows the impact of each promotion on purchases and revenue. A promotion is a way of encouraging users to buy a product or services through an incentive. Example of incentive include a discount on a product or services or on shipping. Away from the monetization panel, the next window we'll be looking at is retention. This is a pre-made overview report that summarizes how well your website or app retains users, including the average amount of time users spend engaged on your site or app after they were first acquired, and the percentage of users who return each day in the first 42 days. We will now move straight to users panel. This provides overview of pre-made reports that summarizes data about the people who uses your website or your app. Here you can see the number of people or countries that are using my website or my app from different countries, right? And the data will be made available here. Also here we have demographic details, which is a pre-made report that provides key characteristics about the people who use our website or our app, including users' language, interest, location, age, and gender. Those information are available right here. In case you are looking for them or you want to make use of them, this is where you find them. Also, under users panel, we have audiences. This helps you understand user perception. Audience report contains sections like active user, lifetime value, cohort analysis, audience, user explorer, demographic, interest, geo, behavior, technology, mobile, cross-device, custom, benchmarking, and user flows. All those information will be made available here for your reporting in Google Analytics. Away from users panel, we'll move straight to technical panel. That's the tech panel. This provides overview reports of technologies people are using to access your website or your app, such as their browser, device model, and screen. Those information will be made available here. Just like as you can see here, web, right? Now you can see the operating system, Android, Windows, right? Desktop, mobile. These are the devices used to access my website. And I'm having those information available here. You can see them, Samsung, Chrome, Samsung Internet, desktop, mobile. You can see the graphic or the chart representation. On this tech panel, we also have tech details, which provides you overview reports of technologies people are using to access your website or app, such as their browser, device model, and screen resolution. You can see here, Chrome, Samsung Internet, the browser, that's the browser type. Now, you can also see other information, Samsung Internet, the type of internet that people are using to access your website or your app. Those things will also be made available in a graphical representation, as in a chart. You can see the percentages, you can see the engaged session per user, and you can also see average engagement time and other information. So, away from tech panel, we will explore the library panel. This lets you manage and customize the reports and navigation in reports section of your Google Analytics property. All of your collection and reports organized in one place where you can customize them and create more. Collection allows administrators to customize the presentation of reports in the left navigation. You can also create a new report by clicking on this panel, then create overview report or create detailed report, depending on what you want. So having said that, the next window we'll be exploring right now is the exploration window. Right? This is a collection of advanced techniques that go beyond standard report to help you uncover deeper insights about your customers' behavior. When you want to explore data in more details, you can use exploration to quickly perform ad hoc queries, easily configure and switch between techniques. You can create new exploration or choose from the available templates. Below here, you will also see a list of created exploration. The last panel here is advertising, right? You can use the advertising section in your Google Analytics 4 property to get more insight into your most important user journeys. The report in this section helps you better understand the ROI, that's return on investment of your media spent across all channels, make informed decisions about budget allocation, and evaluate attribution model. This section contains detailed reports about advertising channel and campaigns, media spend, and budget allocation. You can choose how to attribute credit across your ads, clicks, and other interactions. Here you can also see other ads like Google Ads, Floodlight, Search Ad 360, Display, and Video 360 as we stated earlier. All right. That's a comprehensive explanation of Google Analytics 4 dashboard and how to navigate your way around it. I hope this video helped you to find your way around using Google Analytics. in order to make most use of the powerful functionalities that GA4 has to offer. If you are looking for more in-depth information about Google Analytics 4 or Google Analytics, I do have an on-demand workshop available. So basically what my on-demand workshop does is that it will help you to increase your website traffic by understanding your current traffic. So if you are literally overwhelmed by looking into Google Analytics dashboard or Google Analytics in general, or if you want to learn more about Google Analytics 4 or Google Analytics, I also go through this virtual on-demand workshop with people who are interested in learning more about Google Analytics to make everything less overwhelming and understandable for you, so you can easily navigate your way around Google Analytics dashboard and how to create some useful reporting, how to stop messing up your data, which number really matters and why, tips to increase your website traffic based on numbers, because well, data does not lie, but it doesn't also give you solution. So I will teach you what to improve in your website based on the numbers you are having showing on your Google Analytics dashboard, plus access to step-by-step tutorial that will guide you on how to make use of Google Analytics. So if Google Analytics is so overwhelming to you and you want to make most use of its powerful functionalities to utilize it to its full potential, then you need to sign up to this on-demand virtual workshop, which the link is also in the description. Try that and see how you improve your skills around using Google Analytics and navigating your way around its dashboard. If you find this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe so that you'll be notified when next we release our next training video or podcast. Thank you for watching and see you in our next training video. Till then, bye for now.